Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. There is a new name in the frame for the Everton job. That man is Fabio Cannavaro, the ex-Italian captain, the man who lifted the World Cup for Italy in 2006, currently managing in China. According to Jason Burt of The Telegraph, he was not only interviewed today, but he interviewed well, spoke good English, and maybe on the shortlist now with Wayne Rooney and Frank Lampard for the Everton job. It's a very, very strange turn of events. There are reports in Italy that it's between him and Wayne Rooney. Yeah, this one has come from absolute left field. If we thought Roberto Martinez was a strange one, then Fabio Cannavaro is even stranger. Someone who's not really been on the radar of European clubs and has not been on the radar for certainly Premier League clubs. And now it seems that Everton could be going after him. Listen, in terms of a player, fantastic player, speaks good English, got good connections around the world. Very unproven as a manager, but I suppose so was Duncan Ferguson, and so was Wayne Rooney, and so was Frank Lampard. So we'll have to wait and see on this one. Everton are trying to get the job done, filled very quickly, as quickly as they can. They don't seem to be taking any time. Obviously, we know Duncan Ferguson is in charge on Saturday, and I've spoken today in an interview, and you know. Well, listening to him makes me feel 10 foot tall, so I don't know what he does to the players, but Cannavaro, can Everton fans really see that? Does this seem like more folly from the owner? Again, not really looking at it from a sensible point of view. It just seems to me a very, very strange one for the position Everton find themselves in. An unproven manager who's got no real track record, or has no track record in the Premier League either, and has no real track record in one of the top 5 leagues either. So a very, very strange one for me, this. But this story, which came, it only came out a few hours ago, is really, really, gone on really fast today. To the point where it seems like he's being spoken to, and he's now on the shortlist. That's according to Jason Burt from The Telegraph, who seems to have the inside track on this. So, a very, very strange one. But listen, I think there are other managers still in the mix, in Frank Lampard, and the fact that Frank Lampard doesn't have a club, and that he has managed in the Premier League seems to be an attractive one to go for. Wayne Rooney doing a good job at Derby. Would seem to be more of a one maybe for the summer, and there's other names being mentioned, and obviously Duncan Ferguson, with him being in charge at the moment. But yeah, very, very strange one. Very, very loved him as a player, fantastic player, absolutely loved him as a player. We'll have to wait and see. Listen, it's not out the realms of possibility. It's not out the realms of possibility that he would end up the Everton manager with the track record we have of picking managers. There you go. We'll wait and see how that unfolds. Today, the ESSG launched to ultimately get a fan on the board. It will have a group, like a shadow board, in place by the end of the season to ultimately have a fan on the board. There is an independent steering group, with different people from different backgrounds being part of it, from the many different supporters, clubs and groups, and the fans forum, and ultimately they will have a group in place, a shadow board, to try and get someone in place for the end of the season, to get someone onto the board at Everton Football Club. I've done a video with Jazz Bal from the fans forum to tell you all about this. It's a little bit complicated, but ultimately it's to get a fan on the board. The video is available now to watch. You'll get a better understanding. This is the first process, basically, of getting a group together which will create a shadow board. One of those members will end up on the Everton board. That's what we want. That's the process. And it's a little bit convoluted. It takes a little bit of explaining, but ultimately the group is there to get a fan on the board. So if you want to find out more about that, check out our video and check them out on the socials so you can understand a little bit more. But as I say, ultimately, this is a group to set out to get a fan on the board, which I think is what a lot of people want. So make sure you watch that video to find out more about that. And the only other news is Yerry Mina has been picked by Colombia to go to their World Cup qualifiers against Peru and Argentina. There's 2 games. The good news is the second game is played on the Tuesday night going into the Wednesday. So hopefully he should be back by the Thursday, ahead of the game against Brentford on the Saturday. So it's not the best news in the world that he's going, but hopefully they'll take care of him a little bit more than they did last time. So, yeah, it's not good news because he's only just come back from injury. He hasn't played a full game since he played last time for Colombia. So, not good news at all. So, there you go. Yeah, so there'll be... there's news coming out all the time. Make sure you stay tuned to our social media sites at Toffee TV, EFC, for any breaking news. I'll be back tomorrow for the Everton Daily Extra show live, and we'll talk about all the news going on at Everton and who's in place for the manager job. Also reacting to Duncan Ferguson's press conference ahead of the game against Aston Villa. So join me then. Make sure you give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, join us over on Patreon where we do daily live videos. Thank you for watching. See you later.